economy grew by 5.6% in the second quarter of the year. This is higher than the 5% expansion in the first 3 months of 2015. The Philippine Statistics Authority attributed the economic growth to services and industry, consumer spending, and investment. This report by Christine Santos.
The Philippine economy grew at 5.6% in the second quarter of the year from April to June. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, though the GDP growth was lower compared to last year, it slightly grew to the 5% GDP growth recorded in January to March. The service and manufacturing sectors have the biggest contribution, which showed more than 6% growth. However, the agriculture sector dropped to negative 0.5% in second quarter from 3.4% in 2014 and 1.1% in the first quarter of 2015. The drop was due to the dry spell experienced in the country. Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan said the Philippine economic growth just showed that the country's economy remains strong.
This is an improvement from the 5.0% growth in the previous quarter and reflects the significant improvement in government spending, especially public construction. The Philippine Statistics Authority's report also indicates sustained strong performance of the private sector. Important. The second quarter GDP growth shows the expanse of the country's resiliency from the prevailing weaknesses of the global economy.
The Philippines remains third next to China and Vietnam, as other countries' economic indicators in Asia are almost negative. From the 1.9% in the first quarter, the government spending on infrastructure rose to 3.9%. This was on the back of the government's continuous spending on important infrastructures and the rising capital formation from the private sector. With this, NEDA saw that the Philippines can withstand external shocks, such as the depreciation of some countries' markets.
With this positive development in key areas of the country's growth, we are now looking at an economy that can sustain the high growth trajectory in the future quarters. Despite the GDP hitting slightly or below the government's target, we recognize that it is much more important to ensure that the growth momentum is sustained. Amid ongoing events in the global economy that may affect the country, the quality and the rate of current growth of the Philippine economy gives us some assurance that with greater vigilance and persistence in pursuing economic and governance reforms, we can withstand the volatile markets overseas.
But according to Balisacan, the 7 to 8% GDP growth cannot be achieved in 2015. The technical working group is now working on the new economic forecast of the country.
Remains an attractive market and investment destination. Our economic fundamentals are still strong. Thus, we have to ensure that we keep on improving this kind of environment to secure stability of the domestic economy and encourage more investments for the generation of much-needed high-quality job opportunities.
NEDA believes that the 6 to 6.5% growth is more achievable. And now that the election period comes near, the election spending can contribute 0.3 to 0.7% to the overall economy based on the previous rough data of election spending.